The first dinosaur we are going to take a look at is the Giganotosaurus. The Giganotosaurus is a genus of theropod dinosaur that lived in what is now Argentina during the early Cenomanian age of the late Cretaceous period, approximately 99.6 to 97 million years ago. The holotype specimen was discovered in the Candeleros Formation of Patagonia in 1993 and is almost 70% complete. The animal was named Giganotosaurus carolinii in 1995. The genus name translates to giant southern lizard, and the specific name honors the discoverer, Reuben D. Carolini. A dentary bone, a tooth, and some tracks, discovered before the holotype, were later assigned to this animal. The genus attracted much interest and became part of a scientific debate about the maximum sizes of theropod dinosaurs. Giganotosaurus was one of the largest known terrestrial carnivores, but the exact size has been hard to determine due to the incompleteness of the remains found so far. Estimates for the most complete specimen range from a length of 12 to 13 m, 39 to 43 feet, a skull 1.53 to 1.80 m, 5.0 to 5.9 feet in length, and a weight of 4.2 to 13.8 t, 4.6 to 15.2 short tons. The dentary bone that belonged to a supposedly larger individual has been used to extrapolate a length of 13.2 meters, 43 feet. Some researchers have found the animal to be larger than Tyrannosaurus, which has historically been considered the largest theropod, while others have found them to be roughly equal in size, and the largest size estimates for Giganotosaurus exaggerated. The skull was low, with rugose, rough and wrinkled, nasal bones and a ridge-like crest on the lacrimal bone in front of the eye. The front of the lower jaw was flattened and had a downward projecting process, or chin, at the tip. The teeth were compressed sideways and had serrations. The neck was strong and the pectoral girdle proportionally small. Giganotosaurus was probably the apex predator in its ecosystem. It shared its environment with herbivorous dinosaurs. Up next, Utahraptor. Utahraptor is a genus of large dromaeosaurid dinosaur that lived in North America during the early Cretaceous period. It was a heavy-built, ground-dwelling, bipedal carnivore. It contains a single species, Utahraptor austromacei, which is one of the largest known member of the family Dromaeosauridae, measuring 5.5 meters, 18 feet, and weighing 300 kilograms, 660 pounds. Utahraptor pack attempted to scavenge carrion or attack helpless prey mired in quicksand, and were themselves mired in the attempt to attack the herbivore. Similar sites such as the Cleveland Lloyd Quarry and California's La Brea tar pits house such predator traps. Examination of the fossils are ongoing after a decade of excavation, but if Kirkland is correct, it may be one of the best preserved predator traps ever discovered. The fossils may further reveal aspects into the behavior of Utahraptor, such as whether it might have hunted in groups like Deinonychus was believed to have done. Whether all the Utahraptor individuals were mired simultaneously or were drawn in, one by one, is unclear. Further examination of the block suggests that the number of Utahraptor remains maybe double the amount previously assumed. It was also suggested that dromaeosaurids such as Velociraptor and Deinonychus relied on their hand claws to handle prey. While dinosaur behavior can only be theorized, it was later discovered in 2020 that Deinonychus may not have had complex social behavior seen in some pack-hunting animals alive in the modern era, based on differing dietary preferences in adults and juveniles, indicating they did not live in long-term family groups. It is unknown if this lack of complex, cooperative social behavior also extended to Utahraptor. Our next dinosaur is the Tyrannosaurus. Often called T. the Rex or colloquially T-Rex, is one of the best represented theropods. Tyrannosaurus lived throughout what is now Western North America, on what was then an island continent known as Laramidia. Tyrannosaurus had a much wider range than other tyrannosaurids. Fossils are found in a variety of rock formations dating to the Maastrichtian age of the Upper Cretaceous period, 68 to 66 million years ago. It was the last known member of the Tyrannosaurids and among the last non-avian dinosaurs to exist before the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event. Tyrannosaurus was a bipedal carnivore with a massive skull balanced by a long, heavy tail. Relative to its large and powerful hind limbs, the forelimbs of Tyrannosaurus were short but unusually powerful for their size, and they had 2 clawed digits. The most complete specimen measures up to 12.3 to 12.4 meters in length, though T. rex could grow to lengths of over 12.4 meters tall at the hips, and according to most modern estimates 8.4 metric tons to 14 metric tons in weight. Although other theropods rivaled or exceeded Tyrannosaurus rex in size, it is still among the largest known land predators and is estimated to have exerted the strongest bite force among all terrestrial animals. By far the largest carnivore in its environment, Tyrannosaurus rex was most likely an apex predator, preying upon hadrosaurs, juvenile armored herbivores like ceratopsians and ankylosaurs, and possibly sauropods. Some experts have suggested the dinosaur was primarily a scavenger. The question of whether Tyrannosaurus was an apex predator or a pure scavenger was among the longest debates in paleontology. Most paleontologists today accept that Tyrannosaurus was both an active predator and a scavenger. Specimens of Tyrannosaurus rex include some that are nearly complete skeletons. Soft tissue and proteins have been reported in at least one of these specimens. The abundance of fossil material has allowed significant research into many aspects of its biology, including its life history and biomechanics. The feeding habits, physiology, and potential speed of Tyrannosaurus rex are a few subjects of debate. Its taxonomy is also controversial, as some scientists consider Tarbosaurus bataar from Asia to be a second Tyrannosaurus species, while others maintain Tarbosaurus is a separate genus. Several other genera of North American tyrannosaurids have also been synonymized with Tyrannosaurus. As the archetypal theropod, Tyrannosaurus has been one of the best-known dinosaurs since the early 20th century and has been featured in film, advertising, postal stamps, and many other media. Teeth from what is now documented as a Tyrannosaurus rex were found in 1874 by Arthur Lakes near Golden, Colorado. In the early 1890s, John Bell Hatcher collected postcranial elements in eastern Wyoming. The fossils were believed to be from the large species Ornithomimus grandis, now Dienodon, but are now considered T. rex remains. Tyrannosaurus was both an active predator and a scavenger like most large carnivores. And the T. rex was one of the largest land carnivores of all time. Up next, the Stegosaurus. It's a genus of herbivorous, four-legged, armored dinosaur from the late Jurassic, characterized by the distinctive kite-shaped upright plates along their backs and spikes on their tails. Fossils of the genus have been found in the western United States and in Portugal, where they are found in Kimmeridgian to early Tithonian-aged strata, dating to between 155 and 145 million years ago. Of the species that have been classified in the Upper Morrison Formation of the western U.S., only 3 are universally recognized: S. stenops, S. ungulatus and S. sulcatus. The remains of over 80 individual animals of this genus have been found. Stegosaurus would have lived alongside dinosaurs such as Apatosaurus, Diplodocus, Brachiosaurus, Ceratosaurus, Allosaurus, and Torvosaurus. The latter 2 may have preyed on it. They were large, heavily built, herbivorous quadrupeds with rounded backs, short forelimbs, long hind limbs, and tails held high in the air. Due to their distinctive combination of broad, upright plates and tail tipped with spikes, Stegosaurus is one of the most recognizable kinds of dinosaurs. The function of this array of plates and spikes has been the subject of much speculation among scientists. Today, it is generally agreed that their spiked tails were most likely used for defense against predators, while their plates may have been used primarily for display, and secondarily for thermoregulatory functions. Stegosaurus had a relatively low brain-to-body mass ratio. It had a short neck and a small head, meaning it most likely ate low-lying bushes and shrubs. One species, Stegosaurus ungulatus, is the largest known of all the stegosaurians, bigger than related dinosaurs such as Kentrosaurus and Huayangosaurus. Stegosaurus remains were first identified during the Bone Wars by Othniel Charles Marsh at Dinosaur Ridge National Landmark. The first known skeletons were fragmentary and the bones were scattered, and it would be many years before the true appearance of these animals, including their posture and plate arrangement, became well understood. Despite its popularity in books and film, mounted skeletons of Stegosaurus did not become a staple of major natural history museums until the mid-20th century, and many museums have had to assemble composite displays from several different specimens due to a lack of complete skeletons. Stegosaurus is one of the better-known dinosaurs, and has been featured in film, postal stamps, and many other types of media. The last one we are going to look at is Spinosaurus. It's a genus of Spinosaurid dinosaur that lived in what now is North Africa during the Cenomanian to Upper Turonian stages of the late Cretaceous period, about 99 to 93.5 million years ago. The genus was known first from Egyptian remains discovered in 1912 and described by German paleontologist Ernst Stromer in 1915. The original remains were destroyed in World War II, but additional material came to light in the early 21st century. It is unclear whether one or two species are represented in the fossils reported in the scientific literature. The best-known species is S. aegyptiacus from Egypt, although a potential second species, S. moroccanus, has been recovered from Morocco. Spinosaurus is the largest of all known terrestrial carnivores. Other large carnivores comparable to Spinosaurus include theropods such as Tyrannosaurus, Giganotosaurus, and Carcharodontosaurus. Estimates published in 2005, 2007, and 2008 suggested that it was from 12.6 to 18 meters in length and 7 to 20.9 metric tons in weight. New estimates published in 2014 and 2018, based on a more complete specimen, supported the earlier research, finding that Spinosaurus could reach lengths of 15 to 16 meters. The latest estimates suggest a weight of 6.4 to 7.5 metric tons. Spinosaurus is known to have eaten fish, and most scientists believe that it hunted both terrestrial and aquatic prey. Evidence suggests that it was highly semi-aquatic, and lived both on land and in water much like modern crocodilians do. Spinosaurus's leg bones had osteosclerosis, high bone density, allowing for better buoyancy control, and the paddle-like tail was likely used for underwater propulsion. That's it for now. Please take a moment and subscribe, like, and hit the bell for notifications. Thank you for watching.